So here's my updated electrical setup for the van here. Got a water heater, breaker panel, a 3000 watt Xantrix SXC inverter charger. Weighs about 18-19 pounds. It is a battery charger up to 150 amps of charging if you're on a 30 amp or more connection. I do have a 30 amp shore power connection right there. That cord actually came from Black Friday. I chopped off the female 20 amp plug-in. That's 10 gauge wire, and then I simply just added another wire. I did have a plug. I did plug it in to the cord, but I decided to hardwire it just so I can get the full 30 amps because this is only rated for 20, probably 21. So I wanted the full 30 just in case if I ever had to. If I was posted up at a campground or something, I can get the full 30 amps of power without worrying about the wires getting burnt up or anything. So this battery right here was $599.99, $1 per amp hour. And I did a capacity test. It's a little above 600, say around 645, 660, somewhere in that range. I don't remember the exact number. I didn't do a constant 150 amp draw. I did stop it for a bit to change cables and stuff because they're getting pretty hot. I added a 300 amp fuse right there. I know that those ain't the best fuses. I should get a terminal fuse, one that screws right in there, and then you add the cables on top of the fuse. That's probably the best way to do it. And yes, I did put cardboard there because I don't want to scratch the battery. Brand new battery right now. I don't want to fuck it up. Put some angle brackets right there to hold it in place. I originally was going to have it go across here, but I don't know. I just wanted to put it right there. I'm going to see how the van handles with it right there. This thing weighs about 110 pounds. So, and with the weight of the water heater and stuff. But then again, I have the water tank right smack dab in the middle, and I have other stuff over here. So, might distribute the weight. I have these file cabinets over here. So I think it's pretty balanced out. It's not going to rock to one side from making turns too hard. But yeah, here's the inverter charger. It's currently turned on. I have the remote switch turned on, not this button right here. And then, so here's the connections I made. I don't know how you guys are going to be able to see that. But there is the Victron 500 amp Smart Shunt. I used 2 copper bus bars from a battery project that I had. And yes, these will do a 300 with no problem whatsoever. I've actually pushed 400 through 2 of them like that stacked. You do 3 or 4, you could probably get damn near 1,000 amps. And then I did a bus bar here to connect to this terminal lug, and then the terminal lug connects to that black cord, and that black cord connects all the way over there onto the metal. And I did grind the paint off, and then because it was originally over there, and as you can see, it's pretty corroded. So I think it's because of all the moisture right there. So I put it right up there, and that right there doesn't get wet or anything. So I think right there it kind of gets wet from time to time for some reason. And then I added a smaller black wire right there that connects to it. As you can see, they're both combined. That's why I use a terminal lug. And then that wire goes all the way over here to my these are all my negatives right here, all the negative connections. Oh, I need to pull that a bit. Yeah, these are all my negative connections. I think my hotspot router, yeah, this cord right here goes to my hotspot router. It's only like less than 2 amps. So, and then this is coming from the Soar charger. I think it's 16 gauge. I don't see many amps. I really don't. I see probably no more than 10 amps at the most coming out of that thing. So it doesn't need to be crazy. You know what I mean? Does not need to be crazy. I'm trying to get this all a little bit more neater. And then this cord right here goes my water pump. I got a Sureflow 4008 water pump. And then that's my smart isolator. I think that's another Victron product. I got that from a thrift store. It's been through hell and back. I really want to replace it with something better. Preferably a DC-DC charger, but then again, you really don't need a DC-DC charger as long as your alternator doesn't like crank out a shit ton of amps for a long time. And as long as it has enough like airflow going through it, which it does, as you're going down the road at 60, 70 miles an hour, I mean, there's a lot of air being pushed through it, you know? So I'm not worried about it burning up. I've had that alternator for over 2 years. It's still going strong. And it's a dry works, and I think it's a 20-gallon water tank. It's more that way because I'm parked on the street and I'm tilting towards the right, so. But yeah, pretty much ready now for pretty much anything. I want to get a window unit, put it in the back window again, and I'll be able to run it off of this on a full charge for maybe, it's like, let's say a 5,000, 6,000 BTU. I should be able to run it for pretty much a good 10 or 20, a good 10 to 15 hours straight. I might add 200 amp hours right here though, but we'll see. I got 4 200 amp hour cells I can add right here and connect these both in parallel. 800 amp hours. At one point I had 1200 amp hours here in the van. I had 600 here, and I had another 600 battery right here. I had 1200. I could run the AC for almost the whole entire day. You know, just park underneath a tree somewhere. So, but yeah, it's a pretty good setup. Wish I could zoom out more. But yeah, right now I'm actually running off of my Segway Power Cube 2000. So power's being passed through because it has an internal transfer switch in there, and then when I unplug it, it automatically will go over to inverter mode. So yeah, and then I got a Predator 2000 generator. I drained all the gas. I burnt all the gas out of it, so that way I could make sure the carburetor doesn't get all gummed up. And then I keep the compressor with me because I do a lot of mobile mechanic jobs and stuff, and I might need to air my tires every now and then. I can just plug it in right outside the van. I have a 15 amp plug outside the van. Right there, GFI. And yeah, I could probably run the water here right now too, off of that battery, and it won't even put a dent in it, you know? It's pretty crazy, right? So, but yeah, I've been awake all night. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna clean the shit up. I'm gonna wipe the floor down again because my sweaty body was on it. I'm gonna put the carpet back down and turn everything off, and then take a shower and hit the bed. And I gotta go down to Virginia later tonight. So yeah, I'll be in Virginia until tomorrow afternoon, and I'll be back here in Rockville. So that being said, everybody else, see you guys later.